Hello, welcome everyone once again to my channel Unleash English. So in today's class, we're going to discuss T.S. Eliot's very famous poem, The Preludes. Now, again, before I start my class, I have to say the very obvious, I need subscribers. Please smash that subscribe button. So the views are okay, comments is okay, but I'm not getting subscribers. So come on, everyone, just smash that subscribe button. Come on, please. Now, in today's class, we'll discuss one of my very famous poet, T.S. Eliot, and we're gonna talk about his preludes. এই ক্লাসটা আমি পুরোপুরি বাংলায় করছি। প্লিজ কমেন্টে জানিও যে আমি বাংলায় যদি বলি এই অ্যানালিসিসগুলো করি তাহলে তোমাদের বেশি সুবিধে হয় কিনা। So let's start with the class. Now, before I go into the analysis, I would like to talk about a short quotation from Gertrude Stein. And Gertrude Stein হচ্ছে modern literature a very, very, very popular name. And Gertrude Stein had said that in the morning there is a meaning, in the evening there is a feeling. So once again, I'm repeating myself. In the morning there's a meaning, and in the evening there's a feeling. And this has been said by Gertrude Stein. নামগুলো বানানগুলো একটু প্লিজ দেখে নিও, ভুলভাল বানান লিখলে চলবে না। Okay, so Eliot's poem is about the feeling which is there in the evening. Wonderful poem, ভীষণ সুন্দর একটা কবিতা। Before I get into the analysis of the poem, let me tell everyone a little bit about the background of this particular poem. So this was the time, এই সময় হচ্ছে modern literature সময়. Victorian literature had ended, মানে ওই টাইমটা পুরো শেষ হয়ে গেছে। এবার we are moving towards the modern time, the modern era, the modern literature era. This time was very turbulent. আমাদের যেসব institutions গুলো ছিল, which had always given us support and a sort of a comfort, ওই institutions গুলো ভেঙে চুরমার হয়ে যাচ্ছে। Firstly, the institution of family. Jai হোক না কেন, we always had a family to go back to, but family as an institution was falling apart. Secondly, বাড়ি থেকে একটু বাইরে গিয়ে দেখি, institution of religion. So religion, of course, there was so much of confusion, Protestantism, Catholicism, right in the Elizabethan era with the splitting of the church and all that. Kintu religion was still very much a very strong pillar to hold us all together. Kintu oitao ar hocche na. With Darwin and his theory of evolution, we realize that, probably we are not descendants from God, rather we have evolved from apes. So religion as an institution was starting to lose its importance as well. And the third institution is the institution of politics. So আগে যেমন মনে হতো যে the king is the divine figure of the God, the divine representation of God on earth, or he's the father figure, he's the protector, you should be scared of him, you should be afraid of him. With the Bolshevik revolution, the Russian revolution, or all these revolutions for democracy, for liberty, for equality, political ওই যে আগে ভয় পাইয়ে রাগ দেখিয়ে যে মানুষকে রাখা হতো সেটাও কিন্তু আর সম্ভব হচ্ছে না. So all these three institutions were falling apart. Now, as a consequence of this shattering of the institutions, the three fundamental institutions, what's happening to common men and women? Common men and women were feeling pretty alienated in this society. বড্ড একলা, বড্ড শূন্যতা, বুঝতে পারছে না কি আঁকড়ে ধরে বাঁচবে, because the fundamental sort of belief systems were falling apart. And this decadence, this hopelessness, this sheer boredom of day-to-day routine has been captured by Eliot in his poem. The poem is wonderfully written. It is divided into 4 vignettes. The spelling of vignettes must be looked up, 4 vignettes আছে এই কবিতাটাতে. In the first vignette, he's talking about the outside world. মানুষজনের কোনো description নেই. Second এতে আমরা ধীরে ধীরে there's this use of synecdoche part for the whole, the figurative language synecdoche part for the whole, where human characters are being introduced through their feet, through certain fragments, ক্ষত বিক্ষত কিছু কিছু দেহের দেহ বলবো না, ক্ষত বিক্ষত কিছু কিছু হিউম্যান পার্টসের কথা বলা হচ্ছে এবং তার মাধ্যমেই মানুষগুলোকে ইন্ট্রোডিউস করে দেওয়া হচ্ছে. There is no human form described as such. The third vignette is probably the most controversial one as well, and this is probably the description of a sex worker or a prostitute, how she wakes to this whole world of falling values, a world where all morals and all values were falling apart. And the last one again gets back to the outside world, to the city, to the world outside. Let's start reading the poem. Let's read the first paragraph. And once again, I would say that this poem is about the feeling in evening, as Gertrude Stein had said. In the morning, there's a meaning. In the evening, there's a feeling. And this poem is about that feeling. Once again, please, please, please subscribe my channel. Please hit the like button or the dislike button, whatever it is. Please comment. I'm really hoping for some subscribers, so please. Now, the winter evening settles down with smell of steaks in passageway, 6 o'clock. The burnt out end of smoky days, and now a gusty shower wraps the grimy scraps of withered leaves about your feet and newspapers from vacant lot. The showers beat on broken blinds and chimney pots, and at the corner of the street, a lonely cab horse steams and stamps, and then the lighting of the lamps. So this is the typical description of an alley. একটা কানা গলির কথা চিন্তা করে নেওয়া যেতে পারে. ধীরে ধীরে the winter evening is settling down, অন্ধকার নেমে আসছে. The steaks are smelling, and they are sort of saturating the entire passageway with their with the smell. আমি জানি না এটা খুব সুন্দর, মানে খুব অ্যাপিলিং একটা স্মেল নাকি একটা sort of a nauseating smell, because definitely steaks, they have a very pungent sort of a smell. It's a এমন একটা গন্ধ যেটাকে অ্যাভয়েড করা যায় না. And then he mentions the time. It is the 6 o'clock. It is the time when we get back home from work. The burnt out end of smoky days. So দিনটাকে সিগারেটের burnt out end এর সাথে compare করা হচ্ছে. So just like it's a metaphor. So just like সিগারেটটা আধা খাওয়া সিগারেটটা আমরা যেভাবে বুঝিয়ে ফেলে দিই, the day is just like that. So in a way, there's nothing fruitful or eventful in a day. It is probably as unimportant or as insignificant. The mundane life, the day-to-day life, the daily rhythm has become so insignificant that it can be compared to the burnt out end of a cigarette. Nothing important. Here I would also like to refer to Robert Frost. এবং Robert Frost very famously quoted, and nothing to look backward to with pride, and nothing to look backward to with hope, and nothing to look forward to with pride. So this sheer rootlessness, this sheer falling apart of the value system, chances of a world war looming large, all this together contributed to the decadence of the modern literature, and this has been echoed again and again and again and again by the literary artists of that time. So Robert Froster এই কোটটাও ভীষণ applicable and it's very relevant. You can quote it in your answers. And nothing to look forward to with hope, and nothing to look for backward to with pride. So that is the quote. So you may quote it as well. Okay. And now a gusty shower wraps the grimy scraps. হঠাৎ করে ঝরঝর করে বৃষ্টি নেমে পড়লো. And all the words that have been used to describe this place are very bleak, very dull, very dark, very gloomy. There's nothing good outside. There's nothing cheerful outside. Of withered leaves about my feet and newspapers from vacant lot, the showers beat. Usually we look forward to the newspapers. We think that it will provide us some sort of information. However, even the newspapers were pretty vacant. There was nothing new to be communicated. So it's the same old boring, monotonous, insignificant existence where we live from a day to a night and night to a day, just surviving, not living for that matter of the word. On broken blinds and chimney pots and at the corner of the street, a lonely cab horse steams and stamps. The steaming and the stamping of the cab horse is the only action in the first vignette which breaks down the monotony of the rhythm. Otherwise, the entire rhythm is very dragging. It's very boring and it's sort of drags. So ওইটাকে কাটানোর জন্য ইচ্ছে করেই বোধহয় টি.এস. এলিয়ট এই ক্যাব হর্সের কথাটা বলছে যে কিনা স্টিম অ্যান্ড স্ট্যাম্প করছে. So there is a sudden staccato movement which breaks the monotony of the rhythm. And then the lighting of the lamps. There is nothing to feel very positive about the lighting of the lamps, because later on we'll see it it's just a routine activity. There is no symbolism involved in that. The morning comes to consciousness of faint stale smells of beer. Now, if here you can sharply contrast T.S. Eliot, the modern poet, and Wordsworth, the romantic poet. The description of dawn or morning in Wordsworth's poems are associated with chirping of the birds, with the dancing of the daffodils, the summer breeze and the ocean waves and all that. And now we come to almost 130 or 40 years later into Eliot's time, and we see that the morning is coming to consciousness, as if the morning is some sort of a patient who has been nauseated by some sort of anesthesia, and now it is coming back to consciousness. A metaphor boddo disturbing. It is as if the morning had gone through some sort of anesthetic treatment, and now slowly it is coming back to consciousness. We are bound to think about a patient in the hospital, in the bed, in the recovery bed, coming back to its senses. The imagery has got nothing, the metaphor has got nothing happy about it. From the sawdust trampled street with all its muddy feet press to early coffee stands. So I was saying that for the first time human beings are being referred to in the second paragraph, and that also in form, he's using synecdoche part for the whole. তো মানুষগুলোর পায়ের কথা বলা হচ্ছে, সেগুলো তাড়াতাড়ি করে যাচ্ছে কফি স্ট্যান্ডে. And going to the coffee stand to get rid of the drowsiness of the morning is a very routine activity as well. এটা তো সব জায়গাতেই হয়, আমরা আমাদের দেশেও দেখেছি, সব জায়গাতেই তাই হয়. চা কাকু তো কত ফেমাস হয়ে গেল, তো যাই হোক. With the other masquerades that time resumes, one thinks of all hands that are raising dingy shades in 1,000 furnished rooms. So every night, probably when we get back from work and we go to our rooms, our houses, and finally to our bedrooms, we probably take off the masquerade. Amra mukhoshta khule feli. And we are finally ourselves. we can do, we can think, we can behave the way we want to. কিন্তু আবার সকালে ঘুম থেকে ওঠার পরে when we get ready for our life, it's not just that we wear a formal cloth or we dress up or we put on a makeup. We also probably put on a masquerade, a mask, যেটার আড়ালে আমরা আমাদের সত্যিটাকে ঢেকে দিতে পারি। সো সবার জন্য আমরা যা তা হয়তো আমাদের নিজেদের কাছে আমরা সেই মানুষটা নই, আমরা একেবারেই আলাদা। সো টি.এস. এলিয়ট বলছে যে while going to the coffee stand, we not only get ready for the day, we also put on the masquerade, and we are all masked up and we are ready for a new day. So I'll keep it till here because the video is getting too long. It's already past 15 minutes. I hope you like the video. Yeah, I hope you'll share. Please share karo. Like to please karo or subscribe. So আমার subscribers চাই, please share করো, please like করো, please comment করো। আর যদি অন্য কোনো টপিক ডিসকাস করতে চাও আমার সাথে, তাহলে প্লিজ কমেন্টে লেখো, প্লিজ কমেন্ট, প্লিজ লাইক, প্লিজ শেয়ার, and I'll come back again with the rest of Preludes. Thank you. Bye.